Oh, folks, sorry about that. Just need to take a break for a moment, just, try to pin my eyes open. It's just, I got the whole, Clockwork Orange thing going on right now. Hmm? Ooh! I don't recognize you. Horse, Chris Smith. Ooh, a mythical relic. Cool. That's the Citadel guy. Cool. Oh, that's kind of tempting, given the +1 to Shaman. Of all things in Shaman, that is kind of tempting. It does also make my minions a fair bit burlier, which is nice. Lucius Woodboil. Let me just look up Horus here. Horus Kurt Smith. Ooh. You can apparently do some trades with him. He also possesses the gift of unlife. Which means, remember the smith that we found elsewhere? Well, sorry, we read about at the Tyrant's Keep, or Tyrant's Hold, but we couldn't see him because of our difficulty. Uh, this guy similarly has a special thing with him. He increases energy. Things he makes have one of three effects on them. Increase energy regen by 5 to 11%, bleeding resistance by 3 to 7%, and vitality resistance by 3 to 5%. You can trade an Ancient Heart for a Bodhi-Katan for Tainted Brain Matter, and Tainted Brain Matter for an Ancient Heart. So you could just bring that heart all the way back around to being a heart. So, if you so pleased. Okay, so you could hear the game, you can hear me. Yeah, you could hear the game, you can hear me. I'm actually recording, and you have footage. Good. Only OBS and Grim don't open. So yeah, if I made some off him right now, it would have a chance of having, well, obviously not these, but it would have a chance of having some gubbins on it. And as you can see here, here's these trades you can do. Also, I could go back to Act 1 and to remember where the Sword of Catan was, or whatever, beat him up. Try and get more blood of Catan. Omen. Reaping Cascade. Drains the very life from your target, jumping to nearby enemies with voracious intent. 5-second skill recharge, 5% chance on attack. Affects up to 3 targets for... it deals 771 to 1605 vitality damage, 402 vitality decay damage over 2 seconds, 33% of attack damage converted to health. Tremor. Basically, it says it has a bonus chance of generating extremely rare items, so I was just curious to see if I got lucky. No, hopefully I can make back at least some of the money off that. See, energy regen by 11%, 9%. Tooth Barthorn. Bleeding resistance 4%. I was trying to, wake up there. I grabbed the Dresden novel off to one side there. Just started reading it at a random page. I need to get those again. Only got the first two, so need to go grab more. I've actually plenty of Witcher novels around my room right now. I think all the English ones at present, including the short story compilations. I might be missing one of the more recently translated ones, but I think I have the rest. Nice. Let me do that. Wanted to look for you. Okay, I'm curious. Where would Bloodlord Tandis be? Bloodlord Tandis. He can be found in... the Seal of the Logorian, and he must be killed to gain access to the Edge of Madness. Which is where the Logorian is. Gains access to the Logorian's corruption. What does that mean? Ah, it's an item. That's not clear. The way it's phrased implies it's an area. Defeating it unlocks access to Logorian's corruption and two Logorian's troves. The Logorian boss. Still riding with Void Corruption. 489 armor, plus 3% defensive ability, 5% physical resistance, 2 to Elderbrecht's 8 array, 2 to Doombolt, and 2 to Flames of Gafnar. Gifnafar. Alright. Anyway, closing those tabs. OBS, Grim Dawn. Moving on. So anyway, yeah, he's actually in the final area just before the last boss. So yeah, and in fact he needs to be killed to actually progress. So I don't need to worry about missing him around. Oh, here's the shrine. And plenty of seals of binding. Inal Gargot. But yeah, I'm missing so many other bits, crafting things. Which I had. That I wish I had. Oh, another bit of a Dread Skull. That's 3 out of 4. Not something really I can benefit from. It's a bleeding bonus, but the rest of it isn't right for me. Okay, 2 points. Well, do that. Beautiful. Probably missed some shrines here and there. I need to go find a guide and see what it says. I know I've got all the ones in Act 1. Corpse fire, reflective. Yeah, it's a new quest for the outcast. Figure I'll probably have to do the previous quest for her as well. Like before I can get to do this new one. 'Be nice if I could somehow stack, you know, the different quests. But I doubt they would be, you know, sending me to the same place. Thousand, 1,414 more to go to get to, hated with the Chantians. Alright, we'll go check out over here. I'm still on the lookout for the other pages, you know? I've only gotten part 1. And given that I want the XP, the, you know, the war bonus, I definitely want to find that. Evet, the Bloodbound. Always a good idea to step on those sigils. You never know if someone's actually going to summon enemies or not. the hell are these notes? Like I said, I've actually no idea what I just said. My mind's just gone blank. I'm daydreaming. My mind wandered. But there's a portal up there. It's probably one I need to find. But where is the what? Here it is, page 2. They're really spaced out, and it makes you concerned you're after missing it. After 10 years, the Necropolis, as it has come to be known, is more than halfway finished, far ahead of my early projections, though I can't say it has been without complications. I was shocked when Imperium and the Imperium appeared and began reassigning workers and equipment without my approval. Apparently, the Imperium is having an additional chamber constructed beneath my original designs. These imbeciles have no sense of grandeur in design. This is my life's work we're talking about. I don't care how much the Imperium's paying me. I'll stand for it. Over the last 7 months, I've written several distasteful letters to the Erland Council stating my displeasure with these arrangements. Not a single response. Every time I see that wretched man, Vestarius, I confronted him on the subject, and every time he gives me the same tired response. I've been appointed by the Erland Imperium. If you have an issue with my duties here, please take it up with them. Well, they can ignore me all they want. This is my vision, and I'll be pushed aside as it is befouled. Don't care how long it takes. I'll find out what they're doing down there, and I'll put an end to it. The Grand Architect, Himnalastari. Vestarius. It's not a name we've heard before. I can't remember where. Wait, Vestari. Ah, it's to do with the Necropolis. But his note was elsewhere. It was over at Fort Icon. Odd. Vestarius. Maybe we haven't seen and referencing him before. I swear it's familiar, but maybe I'm thinking of some other name. Or maybe I'm just vaguely thinking back to the first time I was through here. It's always possible. Beam to the void, a pit spell out of Riftgate. Not respected with the outcast. Char Urot. Powered Cruel Edge. Two to Shattering Smash and 2 to Smite. Battle Cry, 20% chance when hit. It gives allies 30% to all damage and 10% speed. Malkadar. Battle once more. It feels good. I didn't actually realize Malkadar would turn up here. Did I not do this quest the last time I was here? Or do I just not remember? Are you immortal? For as long as the ashes burn within me, or the Keeper deems it necessary. But so what happens now? We advance upon the enemy with the Legion at our side. The Keeper wishes me to see this lance true. Slave? What's it like, being undead? Strange question. What does it feel like to be alive? I feel no pain, I feel no hunger. Never tire. Mortal limitations no longer concern me.
Took you long enough. Really, I thought I'd have to save the world all by myself.
Again, I'm sure. What's the plan?
The cult of Cairn is too numerous for us to take them head on. But we can
Are you sure?
sabotage their efforts with a few precise attacks, while our Black Legion friends keep them distracted elsewhere.
Before you stands the warrior incarnate. Just point me at an army and I'll win. Hey, I picked a fight with a god and survived. Ran away like a bold child, but I survived. XP 2,000. 22,000. 22,000. And 500 Black Legion. What do you have in mind?
It appears that the ritual is being powered by blood harvested at the cult's camps, delivered here in despicable blood wagons. To complicate matters, the constant flow of blood is maintaining a chthonic seal over the entrance to the Tomb of the Watchers. I may be able to breach it with some effort, but there is no way you would be able to follow me through. You will have to disrupt the blood deliveries first. The tomb itself is split into 3 levels, with the bottom floor sealed off behind ancient wards. But if the cult is delivering blood in those quantities, then they must have already broken through them. I'm going to enter the tomb and see if I can disrupt the ritual from inside. In the meantime, you should deal with the blood wagons. When you're finished, join me on the bottom level, just beyond the seal of the Lughorian. With luck, we will stop the cult of Cairn before the Lughorian even moves a tentacled limb.
Oh, it has tentacle limbs, does it? Again, like I was saying before, Ulgrim has clearly fought the Lughorian before. He was probably here when it was first released. For all we know, he is that architect. You know? Like, the guy's name is stricken from the histories. He's clearly ancient. You know, it's... You know, for all we know, he is that guy. He isn't. I think that can be said with fair certainty, but, you know... The guy is something. He's passing wards that... Like, Creed is... You're given the impression that Creed is good at his job. While he did get a bit overconfident with the Warden, he was still able to teleport out of an anti-magic zone. You know... That's impressive. And yet, Ulgrim here was able to breach all of Creed's wards. I'm sure Creed had been humbled somewhat by his captivity. So, you know, he's probably not being quite as arrogant as he was then. So, again, I'm curious as to what Ulgrim is. He's clearly a long-lived being, if not outright immortal. Maybe he's a god. An avatar of one. Why he would be playing as assassin for an emperor? Who knows? Diablo 3 had one play as a jeweler. So, you know. Never be too sure. You know, like whims of a god, you know? Given, you know, their power and immortality and all that, they can afford to be even more fickle and capricious than immortal. So, Yeah. Wonder if the game does explain what he is. Might need to wait for Grim Dawn 2 for that explanation. Much like I figure, like we aren't going to see Ouroboros in Grim Dawn 1 in the DLC. In the base game we don't see him, and in the DLC we don't see him. So I'm guessing we may see him in Grim Dawn 2, or he'll always be kind of a periphery thing. We may find a note or two of him, but that'll be it. We won't actually ever see him. He'll always be steps ahead of us, you know. Again, making you wonder, you know, like we're following a trail, but we have never met the guy. You know, we haven't had confirmation of him. You know, for as all we know, like the other guy is saying, the guy Ouroboros is more myth than man. And you know, we're following a fake trail. But I think I'm making sense here. But yeah, Ogrim anyway slips up every bit here and now, and it basically outright says that, you know, he's fought the Lugorian before. And it's been how long ago when that first arose? I don't remember. So, Ogrim isn't, you know, he's a very old guy, a lot older than he looks. And characters were commenting on his age before. About how, like, he's meant to be equal to one guy in age, and yet he's, like, decades more sprightly. You know, kind of hinting that, you know, either he's a guy in very good physical condition, or there's more to him than meets the eye. And then him fighting like a demon, bypassing guys' wards with, you know, without breaking a sweat, just appearing, the guy not even noticing till it's too late. And then him being able to slip by with some effort, past a Chthonic blocking. You know? Him being able to slip through a war zone without being detected. You know, they're clearly establishing the credentials for him. But so far, no payoff as to what he is. Just mystery. Tomb of the Watchers. Oh, it's not too far away. So yeah, I think it was making sense. Basically, yeah, he drops hints that he fought him before, and there is hints that he is probably more than human, like the age thing. Like he's meant to be later on in years, but he's incredible. You know, he's in incredible shape. Fights like a demon. Bypassing the wards and all this. It's kind of building him up to be, you know, more than he lets on. Even as a former first blade, lets on to be more than that, you know? So, yeah. Guess we'll have to wait and see. I have a point, and it's just like basically like dancing on the edge of my mind. I just can't quite find the words for it. It's the issue when you record kind of tired. Like, I can't remember exactly where I was going with that. Basically, it just started with the, oh, he's a tentacle limb, eh? I didn't know that. You know, just making it just a joke that, like, Ogrim keeps slipping up and, like, hinting that, I was here before, I fought it before. You know, when he's trying to play, like, oh, I've never seen it before. You know, this is all new to me, I'm Mr. Mortal. I'm only 50. You know. Then he just keeps slipping up chronically. It's like back when he was in Devil's Crossing, he was just like, oh yes, I'm totally chef. Don't underestimate daggers, they're fantastic for skewering things. Like apples. You know, he's so suspicious. He does the same thing here. I'm starting to think it's what he was doing back in Devil's Landing Devil's Crossing was completely unintentional. He's just terrible at keeping you know, playing secrets. You know, like keeping secrets and, you know, being undercover. That's why he became First Blade rather than, you know, James Bond. But yeah, it just started off with a joke like that, and it's gotten spun into being like, what the fuck is he? Because he's probably not, an ethereal possessed being or some such. He could be a demigod of some stripe. That could be what Ouroboros is. It could also be some like sort of personification, or just a really powerful mortal, an absurdly powerful mortal. Could be an avatar of a god. Again, same with this guy. There's plenty of options of what he could be, but we don't really have anything to go off of. Both of them seem to be kind of unique, if you get me. Like Ouroboros doesn't bleed, his limbs regrow, He's pretty unique in what he is. This guy, we don't know much about him in regards to taking damage, but we've seen him in other regards, and he's very good at what he does. Well, heard him in other regards, and he's meant to be very good at what he does. So, yeah, we can guess as much as we want, but if they're unique beings, we don't really have a basis to compare them to. That's what I'm getting at. So we can throw balls at the wall, but it's very well possible that they are a being we haven't seen yet. Outside of them, and even though we've seen them, they haven't been confirmed as such a being. So we wouldn't really have anything to go off of, if you get me. So, while he's clearly something, I haven't seen anything in the game that would actually allow you to confirm what he is. But now I'm just rambling.
I'll meet you within the Tomb of the Watchers, just beyond the seal of the Lycorian. Now go. The Tomb of the Watchers is on the northeastern end of the necropolis. It will be heavily guarded by both the Cult of Cathan and the Fiends of the Void, so be careful. I will meet you just beyond the seal of the Lycorian.
Beautiful. Just beautiful. What did I spend those points on? Oh yes, it was this, to punish enemies for hitting me. Christ, it seems like my minions critting counts towards my Gov's hack. Because I think my minion shot at someone. Or did the debuff thing crit? I have no idea. This thing. Did this crit? Because I'm just running up at enemies now and my gloves go off. The Katana Curse saps all your defenses. Blood flows. Tonic Dreadguard. I've been gabbing for a bit. 35 minutes into this bit of the recording. No idea how tongue-tied I was getting when I was trying to say about the other thing. But yeah, basically he keeps slipping up and outright basically implying that he was here before. He fought the Ligorian before. So there's plenty of hints that he isn't human, he's something else. And I have a feeling he's probably a unique being. He's not catonic, and you can see the seal down here. That's cool. He's not... Oh, we can talk for both.
I'll meet you within the tomb of the Watcher.
Okay, none of it I knew. But, he's like a unique being. He's either, a demigod or a god, or he's something unique. He doesn't really fit what we've seen in catonic beings, nor does he fit really with an ethereal, So he's likely another, classification altogether, or, he's the god or demigod or something, ascended mortal. So, we can take a few guesses, but if it's not one of them, then there's no way we could guess it. Oh, that's Vigil is here. Nice. I was wondering if, was the other guy just standing around for looks or what? Don't really remember Death's Vigil helping out. But we just forgot. Ooh, Exalted Stash. That is just here. Powered Steel Heart Girdle. Increased armor, 52 armor. Increased armor piercing by 27%. 10% piercing damage. Plus 25%. Sorry, plus 59% physical damage. 41% pierce damage. 54% internal trauma damage. 19% bleeding resistance. 4 to Steel Resolve. 10 to Overguard. 3 to Temper. You can have plus 3 temper tantrums with that. But, there's, Ethereals, there's Possessed, there's them, there could be another faction or creature altogether, and that's what the other guy is. So, that's what I'm saying, you wouldn't be able to guess it if, he's the only example in the game. You wouldn't have a basis to draw from. So that's what I'm saying, if he's not something more easily given, then it's impossible to guess. I don't know what's with the skulls above people's heads. Do I like being able to vault people over walls, though? Oh no, they're off. But yeah, that's all I've been trying to get at. Like they've built him up plenty. There's no payoff or hint as to what he is, though. And from the looks of it, he's probably not anyone we've seen elsewhere. He seems like he'll be a unique thing or a new faction. Or not a new faction, but a new sort of beastie. Here's another one, probably the last one. The blood I'm Oh, I never read The Blood Flows. I was like, wait, what? This is not the commission? The blood I am hauling is like... the blood I'm hauling is pulled like water from an upturned cup. It presses and climbs up the side of the glass, trying to return to its source. If the lids were not on so tight, they would burst off. Would the blood fall sidelong through the air to he who calls it to him? I confess the urge to release when the lids are strong, but my conviction is stronger. This is a test, and will pass through fire and into the realm of the gods and legend. Soon the centuries of long sleep will be over. When the Algorian wakes, the unbelievers will suffer for their lack of faith. Kabalst Zaku. Which honestly sounds like Draku. My father, Hemelastari, is dead. After nearly 20 years of his finest work, the necropolis is complete. It is of great misfortune that he did not live to see his final work completed, having passed away suddenly mere days ago. It haunts me how strong and healthy he was, to die as suddenly as he did. I'm deeply saddened and yet filled with pride and happiness that it was handed the honour of finishing his grand designs. The Imperium has agreed to have him entombed here, a great honour to our family name, to be at rest with so many valiant defenders of our great nation. As for myself, I am designing my father's mausoleum, and then I must leave for my next commission. I've been tasked with the construction of a massive tunnel that will serve as passage between the conquered Northlands and the Orkovian South. Perhaps not as noble a project as the Great Necropolis, but it will be mine, and I have many years to fill my father's shoes. I wanted to stay and oversee the construction of my father's mausoleum, but the orders were clear that it get started in the passage immediately. I don't understand the rush or the insistence. I almost feel as if they're forcing me to leave. Assistant Architect Madini Lestari. That's because they are. They killed off your father. They covered it up with you can bury him here in the hero cemetery. You can bury him here, but fuck the hell off. They are just trying to get you away from here so they don't have to bury yet another great architect.